Welcome back. The perjury trial against former Social Development Minister Bathabile Dlamini will begin at the end of November. Dlamini appeared at the Johannesburg Magistrate's Court earlier today. The charges relate to his testimony during the Constitutional Court inquiry into the social grants crisis. Heidi Giokos has been following the story for us. She joins us now live. So Heidi, Bathabile Dlamini back in court. Tell us why this time around.
Yes, indeed. Back in court, Shahan, she appeared about 2 weeks ago. It was the first time that she appeared after she was summoned by the eNCA to appear on charges of perjury. We do understand this time around it was because her legal team wanted to raise certain objections to the magistrate court today. Her legal team felt as though the court was being too harsh, or the state was being too harsh in getting the Hawks involved in this particular trial. And her legal team saying that they don't understand why the Hawks were involved from the very beginning, why the Hawks were in the position to summons the former minister to court to appear on charges of perjury relating back to that inquiry that was commissioned by the Constitutional Court with regard to the former minister's role when she was Social Development Minister around the SASSA issues. So her legal team saying they just don't understand why the Hawks were involved, and they feel as though the former minister is being targeted because she was a minister and because she's a high-profile case. So the former minister also feels that the state is being too harsh on her? Yes, indeed. We know that her legal team feels as though because she was a former minister, the state is just being too harsh on her by involving the Hawks. But the eNCA, of course, feels otherwise. And the Magistrate Court today also feels as though her objections had no merit. And this is why those objections were dismissed and while the trial is going to go forward in November. We understand that the eNCA says that the Hawks have every right and they have jurisdiction over a criminal case such as this, where there are perjury charges involved. And because the Bathabile Dlamini is a former minister, it has the Hawks have every standing to get involved. So her objections were dismissed because there's no merit. But let's listen to the eNCA as to why they believed the Hawks have every right to be involved in this matter.
Court also dealt with the objections that were brought by the defense, that the Hawks are the team that is investigating in this matter, as well as the fact that the matter is enrolled at regional court level. So as the state, we then argued that as the eNCA, we cannot dictate to the police who they must appoint as investigators in any case. But however, that the mandate of the Hawks itself, there are a list of cases that are mentioned that falls within the mandate of the Hawks. But however, that list is also not exhaustive. As you reach the end of the list, you'll see that it mentions that and any other case. So which means it does not preclude the Hawks from investigating issues of perjury, for instance, and that we also argued that the person before court is a high-profile individual,